Give this a couple minutes. Let everybody join in. Okay. What's going on, Dawn? All right, we've got our, looks like we got our Massachusetts crew showing up tonight. As I said, I'll give it a couple minutes here, let everybody join. I put the link for tomorrow night's Player's Choice category voting. It's pinned to the top if you want to click on that and vote for tomorrow night's new Player's Choice category. Choices are children's TV, classic rock, and movie villains. That was the third choice. Children's TV, classic rock, movie villains are your choices for tomorrow night's Player's Choice round. So while we're waiting for everybody to join, go ahead and click that vote for the category you want to play tomorrow night. I'll keep that poll open through this game a couple minutes after the game. When I start putting together tomorrow night's categories, I'll close the poll. Tonight's Player's Choice category is chick flicks. I don't remember what it beat out. Adult Swim, I want to say, and boy bands. That's what it beat out. So that's tonight's Player's Choice category. You can vote for tomorrow night's Player's Choice category by clicking that link I pinned to the top of the comments. And we'll get our Saturday night game going here shortly. All right, I'll go through the rules real quick. I know most of you know the rules. You've played before. But just in case there's some new faces in here tonight, we're going to play under the same format as I use Tuesday nights and Wednesday nights at Firewater Saloon in Edison Park and on the south side of Mount Greenwood. So we're going to be playing, the only difference is there will be no visual presentation and the grounds will be half as many questions. So we're going to play 5 total categories and a round of general trivia to answer to end the night. Each round is made up of 5 questions worth 1 point and a bonus question worth 2 points. A bonus question is generally a bit harder than the rest of the category. That's why it's worth 2 points. You are allowed to double your score for one of your rounds. All you're going to do is on your score sheet is circle the round you want doubled. So how it's going to go, I'm going to read you your questions for each round. Repeat the questions. You're going to write them down on your score sheet. You could either use the quarantine trivia score sheet I came up with and provided on the Facebook page, or use any piece of scratch paper as long as you have enough room for 30 questions. So for each round, I will read the questions. I will then repeat the questions, then give you the answers. You're going to score your own score sheets. And at the end of the 5th and final round, you are going to take a picture of your score sheet and send it to me via Facebook Messenger. I will check your work, double check, and tabulate the scores and announce tonight's winners. As I mentioned, you could double the score of one of your rounds by circling the entire group of answers for the round you want doubled, and then giving yourself twice as many points for that round. All I ask is, in the spirit of the game, since we're playing on the honor system here, is that you decide what round you're going to double before you hear the answers. So say you like round 3, you think you've got all those answers right, circle all your answers before I read the answers. Because when we play this game live, you don't get to wait to hear the answers to decide what round to double. You circle double the score before I read the answers. So I'd like to keep that the same way. So don't wait to the end of the night and just circle and double the score that you had the best round for. I want you to double it before you hear the answers. Better than Yeah, I don't think WrestleMania is going to be very good this year. I didn't think it was going to be very good before all this happened, and now let's face it, the last couple of years for WrestleMania, it's been like all about the entrances and bringing back the old guys that can't wrestle anymore. So now that you can't do the entrances, it's just going to be crappy wrestling in front of nobody. So, but I'll still watch it when this is over. But definitely not going to be good. So let's go over our categories for tonight. Our picture round will be Marvel characters. Speaking of WrestleMania, that is our second category because it's going on this weekend, but I will be asking questions about the good old days, some of the classic WrestleManias, not too much recent WrestleMania trivia in there. Then our third round is always our player's choice round, and that is chick flicks tonight. Chick flicks beat out Adult Swim and boy bands. Then our fourth round is Saturday nights, all questions that have to do something about Saturday night. And then we'll end with our general trivia question to end tonight. So once again, you're going to get your questions. You're going to put them on your own score sheet. Please don't put the answers in the comment field. You're going to score your own score sheets and send them to me after the fifth and final round. If you are interested in sending a tip, all tips are appreciated, as I am doing this on a nightly basis, not only to keep us sane while we're on lockdown, but to try and recuperate some lost money, as I cannot host my trivia nights in public places, and I'm also cannot go freelance and get paid to cover hockey games. So my two biggest sources of income are on hiatus right now. So if you guys want to send a few bucks my way, I will be greatly appreciated. It is not required by any means, nor is it a nightly thing you have to do. But anything you can do will help. And you can use either PayPal or Venmo or the good old US mail, as somebody has done. But I wouldn't recommend that. Okay, let's get started with our picture round. Our picture round tonight is Marvel characters, but I chose their comic book versions, not the versions from the movies. I thought that would be a little too easy. So these are the comic book versions of well-known Marvel characters. So we'll start with number 1. Who is that? Which Marvel character is that? Write that down on your score sheet. This is round number 1. Question number 1. Which Marvel character is that? Here's Marvel character number 2. Marvel character number 2. Just write down that character's name on your score sheet under round number 1. And I'll go through these all again in case anybody missed any or anything repeated. I'll go through all these picture clues again before I give the answers out. For any of you who might have joined us a little late. That's Marvel character number 2. Here is Marvel character number 3. Which Marvel character is this? Mark that down on your score sheet. That is Marvel character number 3. Move on to Marvel character number 4. Which lovable foul-mouthed character is this? Marvel is one of those categories we could do multiple times. There's so much trivia that you could run. So if Marvel is a popular category, we can definitely do more Marvel categories. As it appears, we're going to be doing this for at least 3 or 4 more weeks. Probably more before this is all said and done. Here's Marvel character number 5. Sir's starting to feel like he's behind all of this nonsense that we're going through. That is Marvel character number 5. Which one is that? Marvel character number 5. I'll read the bonus question and I'll go through those picture clues one more time before giving out the answers. Our bonus question for the Marvel character round: since 2002, how many different actors have played Spider-Man in live action movies? How many different actors have played Spider-Man in live action movies since 2002? I just need to know the number. I don't need to know their names. How many different actors have played Spider-Man in live action movies? So, not counting any of the animated movies. How many different actors have played the Spider-Man character? Spider-Man and X-Men are the most confusing parts of the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. Just because you don't know which is part of it, which isn't, and it's just figure it out. There's enough money to go around for everybody. Just figure it out. I'm sure Disney can pay Sony whatever it would make for every movie it would release, and then some, and it wouldn't even be a drop in the pan for Disney at this point. All right, let's go through the picture clues one more time in case you need one repeated or you missed any. This is round 1 on your score sheet. Marvel characters number 1. Which one is that? I'm using all comic book forms of these characters. I'm thinking the movie versions would be a bit too easy. We want to challenge your brains here. That's Marvel character number 1. That's Marvel character number 2. This guy might be my favorite character from all the movies. He's just such a slime ball, and I love that. I am a big fan of dirtbags in movies. Here is Marvel character number 3. Marvel character number 5. Or sorry, 4. This is number 4. Skipping ahead of myself. Marvel character number 4. Here is Marvel character number 5. This guy in his shit-eating grin. And once again, the bonus question: since 2002, how many different actors have played Spider-Man in live action movies? Don't need to know their names, just need to know how many in the live action Spider-Man movies. I'll give you a few seconds here to get your answers finalized. If you think you did real well on the Marvel characters, I this is where you will circle your group of answers to get double the points. Not after I read the answers. That's kind of sort of cheating. And we're working on the honor system here. It's been working pretty well so far. Don't think we've had any cheaters or Googlers since we started. Rarely do we have cheaters in our live games, even though every team accuses every other team of cheating, regardless, especially the team that wins. But you rarely ever have the cheaters. They're usually easy to spot. All right, let's go through these answers real quick. Marvel character number 1, that is Black Widow. Black Widow. Number 2, that is Loki. Number 3, Magneto from the X-Men comics. Number 4 is Rocket Raccoon, not Rocky Raccoon from the Beatles song, but Rocket Raccoon. Number 5, of course, is Thanos, who could be behind COVID-19. That's my main suspect. And our bonus question, since 2002, how many different actors have played Spider-Man in live action movies? A total of 3 different actors. Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland have all played Spider-Man in the live action movies. So 3 is the answer I was looking there for on that one. So once again, real quick, the answers for round 1 are Black Widow, Loki, Magneto, Rocket Raccoon, Thanos, and 3. So that wraps up our picture round, Marvel characters. And let's move on to our second round, some Wrestlemania trivia. Wrestlemania is going on as we speak in front of an empty room, which is kind of lame, but it is what it is. So I will be asking some questions about when Wrestlemania used to be fun and in front of lots of people. So this is more for you old school wrestling fans. Mostly older questions here. So question number 1 in the Wrestlemania category. What legendary arena hosted the first Wrestlemania in 1985? What legendary arena hosted the first Wrestlemania in 1985? Brother, I actually put the first Wrestlemania on this morning after I fed the dogs. I slept through most of it, but I put it on this morning, and it was the thing, that's for sure. The production value has definitely changed. Question number 2. Who did Hulk Hogan face in the main event of WrestleMania 3 that drew over 93,000 fans to the Pontiac Silverdome, allegedly? Who did Hulk Hogan face in the main event of WrestleMania 3 that drew over 93,000 fans to the Pontiac Silverdome? That is the best of all of them as far as I'm concerned. WrestleMania 3. That's still my favorite. I remember going to my aunt and uncle's house to watch that because we didn't have cable yet, and they ordered the pay-per-view for that. So good times. We recorded it on VHS, and I probably watched it 1,000 times on VHS. Question number 4, under round 2 on your score sheets. This is question number 3, I'm sorry. WrestleMania 4 featured a tournament for the vacated WWF World Heavyweight title. Who won the 14-man tournament for his first world title? Pablo, don't put the answers in the comments. I know you want to. Don't put the answers in the comments, Pablo. WrestleMania 4 featured a tournament for the vacated WWF World Heavyweight title. Who won the 14-man tournament for his first ever championship, World Championship? That's a pretty good one too, WrestleMania 4. Question number 4. Who defeated Hulk Hogan for the WWE title, WWF title at WrestleMania 6 in front of a sold-out crowd inside of Toronto's Skydome? Who defeated Hulk Hogan for the WWF title at WrestleMania 6 in front of a sold-out crowd in Toronto's Skydome? That was a memorable WrestleMania 2, as that was kind of the changing of the guard, so to speak, even though little did we know at the time Hulk Hogan wasn't going anywhere for a very, very long time. He's still trying to hang around and show up at these events. Hulk Hogan's one of those guys when you were a kid, you adored him because you fell for the, you be brought into the whole spiel. And as you get older and you realize kind of who he is as a human being, you become less and less of a fan of his. That and the fact that he couldn't actually wrestle a lick. As I discussed with Joe the other day, he's the most important wrestler that ever lived, but far from the greatest. Question number 5. Who ended The Undertaker's 21-match WrestleMania winning streak at WrestleMania 30? This is the most recent question that will be asked in this round. Who ended The Undertaker's 21-match WrestleMania winning streak at WrestleMania 30? Yeah, well, there's a lot of guys like that, Pablo, that, have had 6 or 7 retirement matches, and you just can't get rid of them. That spotlight, it's addictive. It's just as addictive as any of the drugs going through a WWF locker room at any era. Just as addictive. And our bonus question for the WrestleMania round for 2 points. How many different cities hosted WrestleMania 2? How many different cities hosted WrestleMania 2? Again, I just need to know the number, not which ones they were. Your mom cut out, Joe. She would have wrestled Hogan, but she cut out. For 2 points, how many different cities hosted WrestleMania 2? That one was from more than one location. How many locations? I'll go through these questions again real quick. Question number 1. What legendary arena hosted the very first WrestleMania in 1985? Question number 2. Who did Hulk Hogan face in the main event of WrestleMania 3 that drew over 93,000 fans to the Pontiac Silverdome? Thank God for a tremendous undercard, because that match was a stinker. Question number 3. WrestleMania 4 featured a tournament for the vacated WWF World Heavyweight Championship. Who won that 14-man tournament for his first ever world title? Question number 4. Who defeated Hulk Hogan for the WWF title at WrestleMania 6 in front of a sold-out crowd at Toronto's Skydome, including Edge? Edge famously was in the crowd that day. Question 5. Who ended The Undertaker's 21 match WrestleMania winning streak at WrestleMania 30? It was not Screaming Norman Smiley, even though that would have been awesome. I would have been in favor of that. And our bonus question, worth 2 points. How many different cities hosted WrestleMania 2? I'll give you a little few seconds here to make sure your answers are finalized. And if you want to double your score for WrestleMania, you think you nailed it, now is when you should circle those answers. Before I read the answers, all right, I'll go through WrestleMania round number 2. That was weird. Steve Lombardi, the Brooklyn Brawler. Him and Barry Horowitz, two of the all-time great jobbers. Everybody remembers Barry Horowitz. He used to pat himself on the back and then proceed to get his ass kicked every single time. All right, anywho, maybe I'll do a jobbers round, a wrestling jobbers round. That would be fun for like 2 people and everybody else would hate me. All right, answer time, WrestleMania. Question number 1. What legendary arena hosted the first ever WrestleMania in 1985? That was Madison Square Garden. Question number 2. Who did Hulk Hogan face in the main event of WrestleMania 3 that drew over 93,000 fans to the since evacuated, abandoned Pontiac Silverdome? That was Andre the Giant. Hogan versus Giant was the main event for that card. Question 3. WrestleMania 4 featured a tournament for the vacated WWF World Heavyweight title. Who won the 14-man tournament for his first ever World Championship? That was the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Question number 4. Who defeated Hulk Hogan for the WWF title at WrestleMania 6 in front of a sold-out crowd in Toronto's Sky Dome? That was the Ultimate Warrior. Ultimate Warrior, champion versus champion that year. Question 5. Who ended The Undertaker's 21-match WrestleMania winning streak at WrestleMania 30 a couple of years ago? That was Brock Lesnar. Another guy who sucks. Bonus question for 2 points. How many different cities hosted WrestleMania 2? For the second straight bonus question, the answer is 3. That was Chicago and LA. The Chicago portion was at the old Rosemont Horizon, now the Allstate Arena, and it featured a 20-man battle royal that included NFL players, including William Perry and Jimbo Covert, who had just recently won the Super Bowl, so they knew how to get a cheap pop even back then. All right, so once again, the answers for round 2 are Madison Square Garden, Andre the Giant, Randy Savage, the Ultimate Warrior, Brock Lesnar, and 3. And I promise you that is the last bonus question of the night, that the answer is 3. Speaking of 3s, round 3 is next. This is our Player's Choice round, and you guys voted for chick flicks, the exact opposite of WrestleMania. So I have a feeling those of you who really struggle in the WrestleMania round is going to do a lot better in the chick flicks round, and those of you who killed the WrestleMania round may struggle a little bit in the chick flicks round. Heyman, I'm kind of over him. Like it's like a tired act. It's been the same thing for 25 years. He's great at what he does, but he only does one thing. So I'm kind of over that. I just wish he'd just stay off camera and write. That's what he's best at. All right, enough wrestling for one night. Chick flicks, the exact opposite of professional wrestling. This is where you're supposed to grab Melissa, Pablo. She'll help you out. Question number 1. What 1999 wedding theme movie reunited Richard Gere and Julia Roberts 9 years after Pretty Woman? All right, those answers from. I'll repeat the second round answers. It looks like some of you might have had some technical difficulties. The answers for the WrestleMania round were Madison Square Garden, Andre the Giant, Randy Savage, The Ultimate Warrior, Brock Lesnar, and 3 was the bonus question. 3, New York, Chicago, and LA were the 3 cities for WrestleMania 2. So Madison Square Garden, Andre the Giant, Randy Savage, Ultimate Warrior, Brock Lesnar, and 3. All right, back to Chick Flicks round number 3. Question 1. What 1999 wedding theme movie reunited Richard Gere and Julia Roberts 9 years after Pretty Woman? What 1999 wedding theme movie reunited Richard Gere and Julia Roberts 9 years after Pretty Woman? Question number 2. What 2002 Reese Witherspoon movie revolved around a fashion designer who is engaged to the mayor of New York's son, but she is not divorced from the husband she married in high school? Ooh, you dirty little girl. What 2002 Reese Witherspoon movie revolved around a fashion designer who is engaged to the mayor of New York's son, but she is not yet divorced from the dude she married in high school? Who's marrying dudes in high school? Question number 3. What 1995 movie featured Sandra Bullock falling in love with Peter Gallagher, a man she's never really spoken to, but has taken his token every morning at the Chicago subway station where she works? What 1995 movie featured Sandra Bullock falling in love with Peter Gallagher, a man she never really spoken to, but has taken his token every morning at the Chicago subway station where she works? Talk about dated movies. When was the last time anybody actually works at a Chicago subway station, let alone you used a token? I mean, even in 1995, I think that was pushing the whole token to get on the bus or train thing. I still have some old CTA tokens. I found some cleaning out my dad's old bureau after he passed away. I don't know why he had them, but there was like a half a roll. Because you remember you would get the bigger ones were like for like children or seniors, like they weren't as expensive, and then you had like the little ones, like the dime sized ones that were like the full fare tokens. Memories. All right, back to chick flicks. Enough CTA trivia for one day. Question 4. In 1994's Muriel's Wedding, what is Muriel's favorite band? Yeah, but Joe, if they were sluts, why would they be getting married? So your answer is incorrect. Question 4. In 1994's Muriel's Wedding, who is Muriel's favorite band? Question 5. Which 2003 movie sees dozens of characters with interwoven stories experience love at Christmas time, reminding us that love, like Christmas, is all around? Isn't that just so sweet? You want to throw up? Which 2003 movie sees dozens of characters with interwoven stories experience love at Christmas time, reminding us that love, just like Christmas, is all around? That's what I think of that. And our bonus question for 2 points. Bridget Jones's Diary author Helen Fielding used elements of which British literary classic in her novel and subsequent film? For 2 points, Bridget Jones's Diary author Helen Fielding used elements of which British literary classic in her novel and subsequent film? I'll repeat these questions for you real quick. Chick Flicks, round number 3. Question number 1. What 1999 wedding theme movie reunited Richard Gere and Julia Roberts 9 years after Pretty Woman? Question number 2. What 2002 Reese Witherspoon movie revolved around a fashion designer who is engaged to the mayor of New York's son, but she is not divorced from the husband she married in high school? Question number 3. What 1995 movie featured Sandra Bullock falling in love with Peter Gallagher, a man she's never really spoken to, but has taken his token every morning at the Chicago subway station she works at? Question number 4. In 1994's Muriel's Wedding, what is Muriel's favorite band? Question number 5. Which 2003 movie sees dozens of characters with interwoven stories experience love at Christmas time, reminding us that love, just like Christmas, is all around? And the bonus question that's worth 2 points. Bridget Jones's Diary author Helen Fielding uses elements of which British literary classic in her novel and subsequent film? So I'll give you a few seconds to finalize your answers. And remind you that you can vote for tomorrow night's Player's Choice round by clicking on the link that I pinned to the top of the comments. I'll leave that poll open for a few minutes after the game. Your choices for tomorrow are something, something, and something. Children's TV, classic rock, and movie villains. Those are your 3 choices. Children's TV, classic rock, or movie villains. So whichever one of those 3 categories gets the most votes, I will throw into tomorrow's round, as we are going to keep on doing this every night until I can do this in public again and see all your beautiful faces in person again. question and answer time. It's time for our answers. Chick Flicks round 3. Question number 1. What 1999 wedding themed movie reunited Richard Gere and Julia Roberts 9 years after Pretty Woman? That is Runaway Bride. Runaway Bride is that wonderful accomplishment in cinema history. Question number 2. What 2002 Reese Witherspoon movie revolved around a fashion designer who was engaged to the mayor of New York's son, but she's not divorced from the husband she married in high school? That is Sweet Home Alabama. Named after the worst Leonard Skinner song they ever did. Question number 3. What 1995 movie featured Sandra Bullock falling in love with Peter Gallagher, a man she's never spoken to, but has taken his token every morning at the Chicago CTA stop where she works? That is While You Were Sleeping. While You Were Sleeping. Question 4. In 1994's Muriel's Wedding, what is Muriel's favorite band? She, like many of us, love ABBA. I love ABBA. I'm being serious when I say that. ABBA's the shit. Say what you want. They were good at what they did, and then they gave birth to Ace of Base. You can't tell me you don't sing along to Fernando anytime you hear it. You'd be lying to all of us if you don't admit that. Question number 5. Which 2003 movie sees dozens of characters with interwoven stories experience love at Christmas time to remind us that love, like Christmas, is all around? That is Love Actually. Love Actually. Never seen that one. In fact, I haven't. The only one of these movies I've seen is Muriel's Wedding. That one I saw. Not because of the ABBA. For 2 points, in the bonus question, Bridget Jones's Diary author Helen Fielding used elements of which British literary classic in her novel and subsequent film? She loosely based that story along the storyline of Pride and Prejudice. I believe Colin Firth was in both a adaptation of Pride and Prejudice and Bridget Jones's Diary, just to drive home those parallels. So once again, the answers for round 3 are Runaway Bride, Sweet Home Alabama, While You Were Sleeping, ABBA, Love Actually, and Pride and Prejudice. So we will move on to round number 4, Saturday nights. This will be every question or answer will have to do something with Saturday night. You'll get the theme pretty quickly. Question number 1 in round number 4, Saturday nights is the category. Playing the character Tony Manero made John Travolta a superstar in what 1977 movie? Playing the character Tony Manero made John Travolta a superstar in what 1977 movie? Oh, the rich irony that one of the famous scenes from that movie is him boasting about how much time he spends on his hair, and now he doesn't have any. For the bonus question, it was just the book. It was which she used elements of which British literary classic in her novel and film. So I was just looking for the book title, Pride and Prejudice. Question number 2 for Saturday nights. A popular 1970s classic rock song with the title Saturday Night Special discusses gun control as the title refers to the term for a cheap, small handgun. What band performed this song? A popular 1970s classic rock song with the title Saturday Night Special discusses gun control as the title refers to a term for a cheap, small handgun. What band performed this song? Question number 3. What crooner recorded the song Saturday Night is the Loneliest Night of the Week in 1944? What crooner recorded the song Saturday Night is the Loneliest Night of the Week in 1944? That is no longer the case. Since we're in quarantine, Saturday is in a 7th-place tie for the loneliest night of the week as we are all stuck in our houses. But back in 1944, this guy thought Saturday night was, in fact, the loneliest night of the week. Question number 4. Elton John's hit song Saturday Night is Alright for Fighting can be found on what classic 1973 double album? Elton John's hit song Saturday Night's Alright for Fighting can be found on what classic 1973 double album? Question number 5. Meatloaf sang the song Whatever Happened to Saturday Night in the movie version of what musical? Meatloaf sang the song Whatever Happened to Saturday Night in the movie version of what musical? He might have been part of the original Broadway cast now that I think about it. I don't know. It's been looking smooth on my end. I don't know if anybody else is having technical difficulties. You may just have to bump out and come back in. I know a couple people were having problems last night, but it's been running smooth on my end, Amanda, so. Bonus question for 2 points. In 1975, ABC aired its own show called Saturday Night Live. For 2 points, what opinionated famous sportscaster was the host of this failed variety show? In 1975, ABC aired its own show called Saturday Night Live. For 2 points, what opinionated famous sportscaster was the host of this failed variety show? All right, I'm going to repeat all the questions here in a second, Amanda. So we'll get those for you. All right, here are all the. I'll repeat all the questions for round number 4. Question number 1. Playing the character of Tony Manero made John Travolta a superstar in what 1977 movie? Question number 2, a popular 1970s classic rock song with the title Saturday Night Special discusses gun control as the title refers to the term for a cheap, small handgun. What band performed this song? Question number 3, what crooner recorded the song Saturday Night is the Loneliest Night of the Week in 1944? Question number 4, Elton John's hit Saturday Night is Alright for Fighting can be found on what classic 1973 double album? Back when a double album was a thing. Question 5, Meatloaf sang the song Whatever Happened to Saturday Night in the movie version of what musical? And the bonus question, in 1975, ABC aired its own show called Saturday Night Live. For 2 points, what opinionated, famous broadcast sportscaster was the host of this failed variety show? Which very opinionated, well-known sportscaster hosted ABC's version of Saturday Night Live? It's pretty ballsy to come out with a show with the same exact title. I don't think you can do that nowadays. All right, so I'll give you a few seconds here to put together your final answers before I read them to you. And then we'll move on to the final category of the night. All right, question number 1. Playing the character Tony Manero made John Travolta a superstar in what 1977 movie? That, of course, is Saturday Night Fever. Saturday Night Fever. Question 2, a popular 1970s classic rock song with the title Saturday Night Special discusses gun control as the title refers to the term for a cheap, small handgun. What band performed this song? We mentioned them in the last round. Leonard Skinner is Saturday Night Special. Leonard Skinner. Question 3, what crooner recorded the song Saturday Night is the Loneliest Night of the Week? Way back in 1944, that is Frank Sinatra. Probably the only crooner you know. Question 4, Elton John's hit song Saturday Night's Alright for Fighting can be found on what classic 1973 double album? The fantastic Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. That's where you can find that song and a whole bunch of other really good songs. Question 5, Meatloaf sang the song Whatever Happened to Saturday Night in the movie version of what musical? One of my favorite musicals of all time, Rocky Horror Picture Show. It doesn't get much better than the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I absolutely adore that production. And the bonus question, in 1975, ABC aired its own show called Saturday Night Live. For 2 points, what opinionated, well-known sportscaster was the host of this failed variety show? It was hosted by Howard Cosell. Howard Cosell. So our answers for round 4 are Saturday Night Fever, Leonard Skinner, Frank Sinatra, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, Rocky Horror Picture Show, and Howard Cosell. So we'll move on to our 5th and final round of the evening and wrap up tonight's live trivia game. Again, thank you guys all for checking in and playing along. This has been a fun little thing we've been doing. I've been looking forward to it every night. So we're going to end with just general trivia, some random questions, and when you are done when I'm done reading the answers for this round, you're going to tabulate your final scores and start sending pictures of your score sheets to me on Facebook Messenger. And then we'll calculate and find out who our Saturday night winner is. Question number 1 in general trivia. Joe Pesci starred as a comedic lawyer in what classic 90s comedy? Joe Pesci starred as a comedic lawyer in what classic 90s comedy? George Costanza's favorite movie, but not for Joe Pesci. Question number 2. The tuba is a member of what instrument family? The tuba is a member of what instrument family? A very specific family. It's not just a horn. If you put down horn, you will be wrong, even though you're technically not wrong. The tuba is a member of what specific instrument family? Question number 3. Whose portrait is featured on the $2 bill? Whose portrait is featured on the front of a $2 bill? Those dollars you used to get in the birthday card from your grandma every year. The signing of the Declaration of Independence is on the back. Whose portrait is on the front? Question number 4. Billy, Dolly, Jeffy, and PJ are kids found in what long-running comic strip? Billy, Dolly, Jeffy, and PJ are kids found in what long-running comic strip? Question number 5. What band had the hit song Feel It Still in 2017? What band had the hit song Feel It Still in 2017? And our bonus question, the final question of the evening, for 2 points. What color is the background behind the letter L in the logo for the Game of Life? For 2 points, what color is the background behind the letter L in the logo for the Game of Life? I'll repeat these questions for you. Round number 5, general trivia. Question number 1. Joe Pesci starred as a comedic lawyer in what 1990s classic comedy? Question number 2. The tuba is a member of what specific instrument family? Question number 3. Whose portrait is featured on the front of a $2 bill? Whose picture is featured on the front of a $2 bill? Question 4. Billy, Dolly, Jeffy, and PJ are kids found in what long-running comic strip? Question 5. What band had a hit song with Feel It Still in 2017? And the bonus question for 2 points, what color is the background behind the letter L in the logo for the game of life? So go ahead and finalize those score sheets. Write down your overall final score. Take a picture of it and send it to me on Facebook Messenger. You can send it to either the Trivia Nights with Greg account or my personal account. If we are friends on Facebook, it doesn't matter which one it goes to. They both wind up in the same place. So go ahead and start sending those final scores. Once again, if you are feeling very generous and you would like to send a tip, here is the information on where you can send a little something something. Everything is appreciated. Either PayPal or Venmo. And this is a good time to also remind you to support your local businesses as we struggle through this wacky number time. Number 5, sure, that was what band had a hit song with Feel It Still in 2017? Feel It Still in 2017. What band had that song? But like I was saying, our local businesses, bars, restaurants that are opening, that are still open and doing delivery and curbside pickup, they need our support more than ever. They're the ones that are going to suffer most. These are businesses owned by our friends, our neighbors. So if you're feeling like you're done cooking and you need to get some takeout, avoid going to a place like McDonald's or Domino's Pizza. Those places are going to be fine. They're going to survive. But support your little mom and pop stores, your little mom and pop restaurants if you can, because this is when they need our business the most. A lot of these places that we've enjoyed for a long time are probably not going to open up when this is all said and done. So if you have a chance to spread a little money within the community, now is the time to do it, regardless of which community you are watching and playing along from. I'm sure there is a locally owned restaurant or store or service that is dying for your support right now. All right, so go ahead and start sending me your final score sheets to either Facebook account, to either the Trivia Nights with Greg Facebook page or my personal account. Doesn't matter. They both go to the same place, so I will find them. And once we start getting these rolling in, I will double check your work, tabulate the final score, and announce our Saturday night winner. And then have some leftover chili while I put together tomorrow's game while watching Wrestlemania in front of an empty crowd. Oh yeah, the answers. That would be nice. I was wondering why no one was sending me the sheets. I'm sorry. The quarantine is having a bad effect on a somewhat useless brain to begin with. Yeah. The answers are coming. Just making sure all you guys were paying attention. All right, the answers, so you can finally start sending me the score sheets. Question number 1: Joe Pesci starred as a comedic lawyer in what 1990s comedy? That is My Cousin Vinny. Question 2: the tuba is a member of what instrument family? It is a member of the brass family. Question 3. Whose portrait is featured on the front of a $2 bill? Is Thomas Jefferson. Question number 4. Billy, Dolly, Jeffy, and PJ are kids found in what long-running comic strip? They are part of Family Circus. Question 5. What band had a hit song with Feel It Still in 2017? That was Portugal the Man. And the bonus question for 2 points. What color is the background behind the letter L in the logo of the Game of Life? Purple. The L is purple. So those answers are My Cousin Vinny, Brass, Thomas Jefferson, Family Circus, Portugal the Man, and Purple. So now you can start sending me those score sheets. I'm very easily distracted. And I was starting to wonder, is like, has this thing froze? How come nobody's giving me any score sheets? So once again, those answers are My Cousin Vinny, Brass, Thomas Jefferson, Family Circus, Portugal the Man, and Purple. So tabulate your final scores, write them down, send them to me to either Facebook account, and then I will tabulate the final scores for this evening's game. Okay, they're starting to roll in now. So the answers went through. Score. All right. Teresa and Rob, I have your score. Did you guys bury Courtney in the backyard? She's been absent. All right, I've got the Malone Watson family. Ooh, I finally found a category the Malones aren't very good at, wrestling, apparently. That's good to know. All right. I have Bad to the Bone score. I have ST and no D. Sucks when you don't have the D. Got your score. You guys are a model of consistency. I'm not that old. She can hang out with us. What else is she going to do? All right, I've got the Glowouts crew checking in from all over the place, including Cleveland. Thank you, guys. All right, let's check the other account. All right, let's see here. So, Dawn, is that 3 separate scores or 4 separate scores you're sending me here? All right. Let's check these scores real quick. All right. We have T-Bone. I have your score. Okay. Dawn, I have all four scores down here. That's a lot of people playing. All right. So I've got the Grant Sarts, the Pratts, Freddie's score, and Winner Booze. Got them all. All right, a couple more to go. All right. Becky and John, I have your score. Playing out in the farm country. Okay, Rose Hose, I've got your score. All right. Okay, Winter Booze, I've got you guys. Dawn sent your score as well. Amanda, I have your score. And the Quarantine, I have your score. All right, that seems to be them all. I did get your score, Katie. Yours was the last one there. Let's see how many score we got. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 15 different scores, 15 either groups playing or individuals. I believe that ties the most we've ever had for one of our nightly get-togethers, which is awesome. That makes all this worthwhile, putting in this little extra work. But then again, what else the hell am I have to do? So thank you guys for participating. Let's see who our top 5 is here. Let me make sure I don't overlook a score again, because I have that bad habit. I have 2 bad habits. I either don't give you the answers or I completely look over somebody's score. So I'm going to try to not look over somebody's score, considering I've already forgotten to give you answers. All right, there we go. All right, here's our top 5 for Saturday night. We actually have a 3-way tie for 3rd place, all with 33 points. We have Amanda, the Glowatz clan, and the Malone-Watson family. You guys all tied 3rd place, 33 points. Nicely done. In 2nd place with 35 points, 7-year itch. Good job, guys. That might be one of your highest scores so far. And our winners, not the first time we've crowned them Trivia Night champions. Rose Hose, you guys picked yourself up another victory with 37 points. That was our top score for the evening. So congratulations, guys, on winning another game. We will do this again tomorrow night at 7 p.m. and every night until we are allowed to do this in a public place again. You'll get there, Jess. You'll get there. I have faith in you guys. Tomorrow night is your night for 7-year itch. I'm predicting it now. So thank you guys for playing again tonight, and we'll see you back here tomorrow at 7 p.m. Until then, right thing, stay indoors. I looked over Freddie again. I don't know why I keep skipping over Freddie. That's 2 in a row. I don't know what it is, Freddie. All right, so Freddie had, again, for the 2nd straight night, Freddie had 34. It's because he's always down at the bottom. I'm going to put his score right on top no matter when I get it tomorrow night. Yes, Fred had 3rd place with 34 points, so that means our trio with 33 tied for 4th. Sorry, Fred, it's nothing personal. Yes, you had 34 for a third place finish. So once again, thank you for playing. Do the right thing tomorrow, and or while we're all doing this, and just stay indoors unless you absolutely have to. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves, and we'll meet back here tomorrow. I promise to read you all the answers and not overlook Fred's score at the end of the night. Those are my two goals for tomorrow. I think I can handle it. I'll see you then, guys. Thank you.